Christina, and I'm a grade 6 from Grand Prairie, Alberta. My question is if elected, how do you plan to tackle the rising crime rate in Alberta?
So that's a really big question as well. You know, there's a number of things the Alberta Party is interested in. I think, first of all, we have to invest in officers across the province and in policing and public safety. I think some of the initiatives that have happened recently will certainly help that. I think we have to focus on some of the root causes of our crime. So I think we need a comprehensive harm reduction strategy. I think we need to deal with mental health issues in a much more direct way. We need more supports there and get to the root causes of the social problems that are creating the crime. So homelessness, poverty, those kinds of things are something we need to concentrate on. In the short term, though, I think we do have to invest in frontline police workers. We need to make sure that they have access to the tools they need to get their job done, and so Albertans feel safe.
How do you plan to tackle the crime rate in Alberta? This is a local issue for local municipalities with the support from the province. We must have our own provincial police force instead of the RCMP that will tackle rural crime. There are not enough RCMP officers to address rural crime. I have contacted some of the people that live in rural areas, and this is the issue. Remember, our own provincial police will take orders from us, not from an entity in Ottawa. We need to commission a task force dedicated to counter organized crime in Alberta. Wild Rose Independence Party does not support defunding the police, but rather ensure criminals serve time for their crime and the public is protected from criminals.
Okay, Roy Bickle School, this is a great question. How do you tackle the rising crime rate in Alberta? Easy. You go to the source of crime. What is the source of crime? It's poverty. It's people who can't feed themselves. Food insecurity, housing insecurity. It's people with mental health issues. It's people that have never had the support systems that they need. So what do? Instead of just putting more cops on the street, you deal with the root causes of crime. If you get people out of poverty, you reduce crime. We saw it with CERB, but CERB isn't a basic income, and that's what the Green Party of Alberta wants. A basic income at the very lowest level that allows people a safety net so that they can go to work, they can do part-time jobs, they can get back into society. They don't lose employment insurance and things like that. It actually lifts people up. And when you do that and you integrate universal mental health care, now you've got people that are functioning on higher levels, making better decisions, and they don't need to rob. They don't need to steal. It's fine to support police, but what we need to do is support the people that are struggling the most, because they're absolutely in a state of scarcity that they can't get out of. There's solutions. There's housing first. There's affordable housing issues that we can implement from the Finnish model that works, saves you $21,000 per house person. $9.5 billion is the cost of poverty each and every year. So why don't we deal with it? It costs more to leave people out on the street and to not support them. You need rent control. You need universal mental health care. You need to deal with once and for all and address the opioid crisis and the poison drug crisis. And that is an integrated approach that uses support systems and housing first and basic income and all the services that you need to stop crime in its tracks.
Hi, Roy Bickle School. It's Danielle Smith here. Thanks for your question on public safety. One of our main priorities is keeping our streets and communities safe. Crime is on the rise, and the United Conservative Party, we will not stand for it. We've committed to increasing boots on the ground with sheriffs and police officers. And we've also joined all of Canada's premiers and all of Canada's police chiefs to send a message to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau that we need to have stricter rules on our bail system. We need to keep the bad guys behind bars.
Every Albertan should feel safe in their community. But the effects of the pandemic and government policies have led to a rise in crime and social disorder. We'll restore funding to towns and cities that were cut by the UCP, which will allow them to hire up to 150 more police officers across the province. But we also know policing alone isn't the answer. We need to address the root causes of crime and disorder. That's why we will pair these police officers with 150 social workers, mental health workers, addictions counselors, and community outreach workers as part of integrated teams. Our goal is to keep our communities safe and give Albertans that are struggling the support they need.
The Alberta Liberals believe that the best way to reduce crime is to tackle its root causes. While criminal acts are sometimes reckless or selfish, often they are simply acts of desperation. We must address issues like poverty, addiction, and mental illness that wreck lives and cause people to commit preventable crimes. The Alberta Liberals' plan would do just that by providing more access and funding for mental health and addiction services, working with community groups to reduce poverty, and increasing the availability of affordable housing. Our party also believes in adequately funding competent and accountable police forces because we recognize that police officers play an important role in keeping us all safe.